The future, present, and past. Could they all exist at the same time? Have you ever wondered if the past, present, and future could all exist at the same time? Could it be that you, the one watching this video right now, are also the person just being born and lying on your deathbed at the same moment? It sounds bizarre, but it might actually be true. How could that happen? And how does time really work? Imagine the universe as a child drawing pictures. But is that merely imagination? Or could it be a hidden truth about how time operates? Let's embark on a journey to unravel a paradox that challenges everything we think we know about time. Time and its paradox. Imagine you're standing on a road, looking back at the path you've already traveled. The past is like that path, clear, visible, but impossible to walk again. Ahead lies the future, uncertain, blurry, and only accessible one step at a time. But what if every step past, present, and future already exists, permanently imprinted on this road? This idea, known as the block universe theory, challenges everything we know about time. According to this theory, time isn't a flowing stream, but a frozen block. Every moment from the first dawn on Earth to the instant you're reading this exists simultaneously. As Albert Einstein once said, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. This block universe theory isn't just a philosophical thought experiment. It's supported by the mathematical equations of relativity. According to Einstein, time doesn't flow like a river. Instead, it's like pictures in a photo album. Each picture represents a moment, and all moments are already captured. For example, think of the light from a distant star you're observing. That light may have taken millions of years to reach your eyes. Yet, at this moment, the star's past exists in your present. While you're looking into the star's history, your future may already be etched in another frame of the block universe, waiting for its turn to be revealed. The paradox of perception. Although the block universe theory is compelling, it contradicts how we experience life. We feel like we're living in a continuous timeline where the present is the only reality, the past is gone, and the future hasn't happened yet. This creates a profound paradox. If all moments already exist, why do we only perceive the present? A historical example. Benjamin Franklin, in his autobiography, wrote, "Time is the stuff life is made of. To Franklin, time was a precious resource, valuable only when used in the present." But if the block universe is real, Franklin's statement isn't entirely true, because even the moment he wrote those words is still alive somewhere in the block. Franklin's reflection highlights the conflict between humanity's pragmatic philosophy and what modern science implies about time. This is why the block universe, while scientifically intriguing, remains one of the great unanswered questions. Does time really exist? One final question for you to ponder. If both the past and future already exist, does the present still matter? And if the present is merely a slice of a larger block of time, is time itself real, or is it simply an illusion created by our consciousness? Relativity and the changing nature of now. Albert Einstein's theory of relativity didn't just change how we see the universe, it shattered the traditional concept of now. According to Einstein, space and time aren't separate entities, but a unified fabric called spacetime. This leads to a surprising conclusion. The now you experience is merely your slice of spacetime, and no universal now exists. Example of the spaceships. Imagine 3 spaceships millions of light years away. One hovers stationary, one FLIs away from Earth, and the third moves toward Earth. Each spaceship experiences a different now. The stationary spaceship shares the same now as you. The spaceship flying away might see Earth's past, such as the year 1924, when humanity first discovered galaxies beyond the Milky Way. The spaceship flying toward Earth might see the future, perhaps the year 2124. When humans have built cities on Mars, this might sound absurd, but it's a direct result of relativity. Einstein referred to it as cosmic democracy. Every observer's perspective on time is equally valid, and all these nows coexist in the block universe. Illustrative stories. Einstein's comforting words. When a close friend of Einstein's passed away, he famously said, "Our dear friend is not gone. He still exists in spacetime, just as real as before." Time is an illusion. This wasn't just a comforting sentiment, but a profound reflection of his scientific understanding. Your personal experience. Think about a star you might have admired in the night sky. The light you see is millions of years old, so you're essentially looking into the star's past. Yet, in this moment, the star's history is part of your present. Meanwhile, your future is unfolding elsewhere in the block universe, invisible, but already existing. The challenge to our perception. If there is no universal now, what is truly real? This question doesn't just challenge science, but also philosophy and human perception. Philosopher Alan Watts once said, "Nothing is present except your awareness of it." Time is nature's way of preventing everything from happening at once. Is the future predetermined? When you make a small decision, like choosing coffee or tea in the morning, you feel like you're exercising free will, shaping your future. But is that freedom real? Or has every choice you'll ever make already been written in the immutable block of time? The block universe and predetermined fate. If the block universe is real, then every event in your life, from your birth to the milestones you've achieved, and even the end of your life, has already been etched into existence. This means you don't actually control your future. You're merely walking a predetermined path. Albert Einstein believed this, famously stating, "God does not play dice with the universe. To him, every occurrence in the cosmos follows a fixed, predictable order." This idea clashes with our innate belief in free will. You might feel that if you leave your house a little earlier, you can catch a bus instead of missing it. But if the future is already written, is this sense of control nothing more than an illusion? Quantum physics, breaking the predetermined path. Fortunately, quantum physics offers a ray of hope by introducing true randomness into the universe. Unlike relativity, quantum mechanics shows that certain events are fundamentally unpredictable. For example, no matter how advanced our technology becomes, we'll never be able to predict when a radioactive atom will decay. This inherent uncertainty means the future isn't set in stone. Even small, random events can have enormous consequences. Illustrative story. In 1946, a young researcher at Los Alamos Laboratories accidentally observed a random nuclear reaction. This unpredictable event led to groundbreaking discoveries in nuclear energy, ultimately shaping the course of history. It's a vivid reminder that randomness can create entirely new futures. Philosophy and free will. For centuries, philosophers have debated whether free will truly exists. Ancient Greek philosopher Democritus argued, "Everything happens for a reason, and nothing occurs without being predetermined." In contrast, modern philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre insisted that humans have the freedom to choose and are responsible for their future. So, what is the future? If quantum physics is correct, then the future cannot be entirely fixed. Instead, it's a collection of possibilities, and your actions today help shape it. The block universe might not be a static, completed story, but a dynamic space where new chapters are constantly being written. Redefining the block universe. The block universe is often imagined as a finished book, with every chapter written and every event, from the past to the future, fixed in place. But what if this image isn't entirely accurate? Some theorists propose an alternative. The block universe doesn't contain the entire future. Instead, it is dynamic, a growing entity where only the past and present exist, and the future is continuously shaped as uncertain events become certain. A growing block universe. Imagine the block universe as a snowball rolling downhill. The snowball begins small, representing the past. As it rolls, it picks up more snow, symbolizing the present moments being added to the block. However, the part of the hill the snowball hasn't yet touched, the future remains undefined and open. This concept reconciles the tension between determinism and free will. While the past is fixed and cannot be changed, the future is an evolving space, continuously shaped by decisions, actions, and random events. Illustrative stories. The farmer's seed. A farmer plants a single seed, unaware of the full impact of his small act. Over time, the seed grows into a towering tree, providing shade and food for generations. The farmer's initial action didn't predetermine the tree's full impact. Instead, the future was shaped dynamically, moment by moment. Random sparks of creativity. In 1976, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak started Apple in a garage, with no clear vision of the future. Each decision they made, from creating the Apple I to innovating the iPhone, added to the growing block of technology and culture. Their actions didn't follow a predetermined script, but created a future that continues to unfold. Scientific and philosophical perspectives. Carl Sagan once remarked, "We are creatures of the present, capable of remembering the past and dreaming about the future. This unique human ability allows us to influence the growing block universe. Rather than being passive observers of a fixed timeline, we actively contribute to shaping it." Some physicists believe this growing block concept aligns with the randomness seen in quantum mechanics. Each uncertain quantum event, such as the decay of a radioactive atom, writes a new layer of time onto the block, pushing the boundary of the present further into the unknown. Does this redefinition change our role? If the future is part of a growing block, our choices today become more significant. Each action contributes to the evolving narrative of the universe, from the smallest personal decision to events that ripple across time and space. This perspective challenges the notion of a static, frozen block of time. Instead, it presents a universe full of possibilities, dynamic, alive, and open to change. And perhaps that's where humanity's greatest power lies, in the ability to imagine and create what comes next. Open questions and reflections. After exploring these theories, one thing becomes clear. We know far less about time than we might think. Whether time is an illusion, an emergent phenomenon, or a fundamental aspect of reality, its mysteries continue to challenge our understanding of the universe and ourselves. Time as an illusion. For some scientists, time is merely a construct created by our consciousness to make sense of change. Philosopher Immanuel Kant argued that time doesn't exist outside our minds, but is simply a framework for understanding the world around us. If Kant is correct, then everything we experience, past, present, and future, is a mental interpretation, not an external reality. But this view raises questions. If time is just an illusion, how do we explain the aging of our bodies or the movement of the stars? Could change itself be an illusion, or is there something deeper we're not yet capable of understanding? Time as an emergent phenomenon. An alternative theory suggests that time arises from the interactions of more fundamental components of the universe. Just as temperature emerges from the motion of molecules, time might emerge from underlying physical laws we have yet to uncover. Physicist Lee Smolin described this idea, saying, "Time is not something we live in. It is something created by the interactions of matter and energy." If this is true, the reality we perceive as a continuous flow of time might be a byproduct of the universe's inner workings. The future, predetermined or open? The debate over free will, continues to be central to our understanding of time. If the block universe exists in its entirety, then the future is already written, and our sense of control over our lives may be an illusion. However, quantum mechanics suggests otherwise. Randomness at the smallest scales could mean the future is not set in stone. For example, consider a radioactive atom. Its decay is entirely unpredictable, yet it can trigger a series of events that shape the future in profound ways. From this perspective, the universe isn't a static block, but a dynamic, ever-changing entity. So, what is time to you? Is it a flowing river, a frozen block, or merely an illusion? Does the past truly exist, or is it only a memory? And is the future a story waiting to be written, or one that has already been told? These questions remain unanswered, but they invite us to explore the boundaries of human understanding. As the physicist Richard Feynman once said, "I think I can safely say that nobody understands quantum mechanics. Perhaps the same could be said about time itself." What do you think? Does time exist, or is it all in our heads? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. And if this video made you question your understanding of time, why not make the most of this moment by hitting like and subscribe? Who knows, maybe in a future that's still unfolding, your small action today will help create a community of thinkers and explorers. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can keep journeying with us into the mysteries of the universe. After all, you wouldn't want to miss what happens next, would you?